Yeah, Ty Bostic and those guys have caught up now, and they're right up in the thick of it.
All right, sorry folks. Hate to be the bearer. We had a little bit of a glitch, and we are back up and running. I don't think we missed a whole lot. It's lap 36 of our scheduled 110. However, the lead has definitely changed. Chris Worrell is now our leader.
Yeah, it looks like Ty Bostic and that group that was lagging behind, it looks like they were actually able to catch that lead pack again.
So right now, Worrell, King, Walter, Bostic, Mann, Seth, Wood, and Spoik, and Vaughn. That's your top 10. Alonzo King likes the role of the pusher, does he not?
He seems to.
He seems to,
for sure.
right there. I mean, look, that's an art. You know, if you've got to be able to match up that your nose to their tail, you know, and be right there square on the car. And of course, he's got Chris Worrell that he's pushing, so Chris Worrell has plenty of experience.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing them kind of run this top line here all the way around. Kind of like they do in real life here at Talladega. So it seems like that's where all the speed is, that's where Chris is, and that's where everybody's falling behind him. Although Luke Bullard looks like Luke Bullard and Ty Bostic goes right there with him. Let's see if the three of them can kind of make that bottom side work a little bit.
Yeah, Jesse Vaughn dropped down behind him, and then right behind them you got a gaggle of 1111 cars, Vaughn, well, Ledger, Barletta, and Hayden at the tail end of this group. Well, when you think about it, the 1111 is well represented in this pack. William Mann Jr., Jesse Vaughn, John Ledger, Barletta, Austin Habel.
And we're getting close, excuse me, getting close to that next round of green flag pit stops here.
Yeah, what are we looking at, 45, 50 laps?
Yeah, somewhere right in there.
Yeah.
The guys were just talking about it. You know, when are we going to pit? Let's get together. You want to get fairly close to your teammates, at least have them in sight so you can get into the pits roughly the same time. Gives you a better shot at coming out together.
So the average Joe guys have taken over that lower line.
Yeah, I'm hearing more chatter about trying to pit here. Talking about how many laps everybody has, where they sit on field, and when they plan on pitting, and who they can pit with. It's always kind of the fun part about this race, is trying to team up with people that otherwise you don't really talk to a whole lot sometimes.
Yeah.
And having to kind of working with people.
Yeah, you can see the average Joe guys they're dominant in that low line. I'm guessing they're getting ready to come in. They could come in as a group of 6.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the tough things here, and we kind of got away with it the first round, is pitting here on the green can be a little tricky. If you don't know the guy in front of you is pitting, or you run up on somebody pretty quick, you can't see in front of these cars. Like if you're sitting behind somebody, the back bumper and spoiler is so big and tall, you can't see in front of the car. So without that communication, it's pretty tough to not run into somebody that's pitting here.
Sure.
I've definitely cut it close. I actually cut it close with Sean in practice early on. But it's one of the things they talk about is pretty close to real life in iRacing. It's just the lack of visibility in these cars particularly.
Yeah,
I remember Travis Pastrana, when he was racing at Daytona, he's like, shoot, I don't know where the corners are. I just look down the straightaway, look for the Sunoco sign, and turn left.
I remember that comment.
Yeah.
Boy, it's so true though. When
Yeah.
you're in a tight pack, you lose your point of reference. And if you miss that at that speed, it's easy to miss that corner by your turn-in point by 10 feet, 20 feet, and all of a sudden you're shooting up to the top of the track.
I mean, it's bad when NASCAR had to put a digital camera in each car to serve as a rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely changed the racing here, especially in the Cup Series. Real life, that rear view camera, drivers can see everything. You throw a block on them, they see it coming. Yep. And it's kind of allowed those dangerous tight blocks, a little bit more, because you can see right where your back spoiler is, you can see right where the car is in reference to that, and you can tell if you got 4 inches or 6 feet to the guy behind you.
Yeah, a lot of times on these big tracks, the driver can actually see if he's clear better than the spotter can see. And that's the scary thought.
And they had those rear view cameras that came out, with this next gen car, with the expectation that it was going to be a replacement for the rear view mirror, in a sense. Alonzo King is pitting here.
Yeah, we're starting.
That it was going to be a replacement, but in fact, it's kind of just become an addition where it doesn't even sit in the rear view mirror position. They have it on their dash.
Yeah.
Here's the big group. If you saw that big checkup, somebody kind of didn't get the point and almost ran to the back of somebody.
Alonzo King, Ryan Walter, David Watts. That's all we see currently coming down.
Hey Rick, when you get the chance, could you share your screen with us again?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Alonzo King is back off. Same with Ryan Walter. That was a 9-second pit stop.
Looks like the 91's pitting here too.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good group down this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all formed up real tight on that bottom line.
Yep.
Got David Clayman, Philip Vandertwerk, Mark Hanna, Marco Matt McComas as well. Ian Ogden, and Nathan Brad Rugged. That's the other thing here. Tire wear is not the same as a typical speedway.
Yeah, that's one thing I couldn't exactly figure out with tires. Like, did I want to get? Because when I was preparing for this race, you think, am I okay to take just 2 tires here?
Is in by himself.
Again.
Oh my.
Looks like Chris is going to be pitting here too, with Zach Ward. But one thing I'm kind of looking at is we pit right here in lap 46, and let's just say we're pitting every 20 laps or something. You pit 3 more times at 20 laps, it ends up at about 105. So they may have to kind of stretch it a little bit further these next couple times to be able to make it to the end, and that's not even including a green-white finish. If this thing goes green, we could have very interesting strategies just with fuel.
That's the 7 of Zach Ward and the 8 of Chris Morrell coming down pit road. Yeah, the more you can stretch out, the better off you are.
For sure.
And guess where you can save the most fuel? Riding behind somebody. If you're leading this pack, you're definitely going to be burning a lot more fuel. That's always one thing that I kind of try to work with is, you look at your references and you think, okay, I can make 20 laps of fuel here. How much fuel do I put into the car and where can I make it? I don't want to put it right there at that 20 laps when I pit. I want to give myself a little bit of a buffer because for all I know, I could be leading this pack and I'll be burning up way more fuel than I had initially expected. Here's a big group right here pitting in. That's all the AJM guys. Ooh, Luke Bullard locks it up.
Oh,
Almost gets into Willie Mann. That was a big heads-up job by Willie Mann, looking in the rearview mirror and seeing Luke. Hopefully the two of them don't get a speeding penalty.
That's Joey Doucette, Luke Bullard, William Mann Jr., Jesse Vaughn, Austin Habel, Harley Barletta, Sammy Harrell, Cody Sturgill, Christoph Hall, and Marco Burnett.
Looks like fuel only again.
yeah, I think William Mann's going to be changing tires because he really locked it up getting into his box.
He is already out. He may have changed right sides, but that's all he had time for.
Okay.
I saw two cars door bang coming up to speed out of the pits. I don't know who that was.
Charles Van Scoik is coming down by himself.
Yeah, I
That's
think he's the last one.
He is the
that
last one.
needs to.
in which really, even though you come down by yourself, with the way this track is kind of spread out, you can kind of find somebody to kind of draft with, you know, by the time you get back up to speed. It may not be back where you were before, but you should be able to find at least somebody farther back in the pack to still be able to draft with.
Right, right.
Just because this track is spread out so much.
Now Matt McComas has gone down 2 laps, and we have Pete Woodrum and David Watts each a lap down. Pete and David are running pretty close together there, so it'll be interesting to see which one of them would be eligible for the lucky dog should a caution come out.
Right now I show Pete Woodrum would be the eligible driver. Oh,
Yep.
contact.
I saw Joey Doucette kind of slow up a little bit. He looks like he's off the pace a little bit. No, he's getting back up there. He may have just ducked out for a second.
Well, he was actually out front by himself, and this pack of AJM cars kind of ran him down.
Okay, I got you.
But what you saw there, though, was contact with the 81 of Harley Barletta across the nose of Luke Bullard. So watching a relatively disorganized pack at the front here.
And I would be kind of, I'm sorry, I would be kind of curious after this pit stop again. Looks like the front is actually kind of, that Ty Bostic has made his way back up there. But I was wondering if they strung out any more across the track.
Yeah, Ty Bostic is officially right now leading this race.
Well, he's got 2 good pushers right behind him.
He does.
He better hold a pretty wheel, that's for sure.
I'm thinking with everybody pitting like that, it didn't hurt him to go in by himself.
Okay, that's good.
Ty Bostic is right now a contender for regular season champion. Currently running about 7 spots ahead of his teammate, Luke Bullard. They're battling it out for the regular season champion award. Now that's separate from the playoffs, but both of those guys are in the playoffs along with their teammate Jeff Narron, who I don't think is in the field.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was wondering where Jeff was. Of course, Jeff won at Atlanta last week. He may have just won Atlanta, felt so good about it. He's like, you know what? Y'all race Talladega. I'm going to chill at home and watch the stream. He's like, I'll be back for the playoffs with the... He's like, I don't want to have any hurt feelings. You know, you get into a race like that, and you don't want to tick somebody off, you know?
Yeah, good point.
But no, Jeff has always been a very good guy to race with. I've raced with him multiple times in the IWM league and outside the IWM league. But I think a lot of the guys in the Discord and in this series were very happy to see him win at Atlanta. Congratulating him and all. It's been a long time coming for that man.
Yeah, he works hard each week. He just hasn't had the luck. And he's been, unfortunately, and it happens, you know, you get caught up in a wreck, not under control. It is what it is. So Luke Bullard is now up to 5th.
John Ledger's still holding his own in there, staying up there in the 6th spot. He was leading a little bit ago, but it's good to see John running up front.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You're right. You know, John has had some great success. We've seen him battle up there, but it's good to see him in the front this race for sure.
And how cool would it be to? I don't want to jinx the man, but you know, how cool would it be to see him get a win here at Talladega? Because I believe he doesn't have a win yet this season. I know he finished second at it might have been third at Indianapolis. You know, we had a good race with him there, and he's been pretty strong this last little bit of the season. But I'd love to see John get up there and get a win here, and make his way back into the playoffs tonight.
Yeah, because for a good bit of this field, it's going to be you got to win to get in. Semi Harrell was on pit road. I think he's made his way out.
I think I heard he may have spun down there too. Of course, we stay green.
57 laps to go. We are approaching halfway.
I was gonna say I like the call of these front guys. They're all single file. I know as a driver you have that drive inside you to just go up there and try to win and lead every lap. But you got to realize this is 110 laps. This is a long race. That time for racing, it's coming. It's coming. It's not quite yet.
Yeah,
we're
right
here at the
halfway there.
point.
Well, they're about to potentially put Zach Ward and Brad Previtt, I think, a lap down. They are approaching the last two cars on the end of the lead lap.
And I think I heard Ty Boston just call over the radio, letting people know behind him that there are two slower cars down on the inside. You've got to really communicate with the guys behind you that you've got people that you're coming up on quick.
That's good communication. And that's what we need. And not only for those guys up top, but for those guys who are running that line, they're staying out of the way of the guys that are leading. Yeah, that's good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Guys, we're just talking about one of the cars blinking a lot, meaning they're disappearing from everybody else's screen. And guy that is in front of that blinking car said, "Hey, you just stay with me. If you wreck me, you wreck me. But right now, you're my only push, so you got to keep pushing."
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy to be able to just say, "Just keep doing it. If you wreck me, you wreck me."
And I'm also hearing some communications talking about damage. You know, we talked about it a little bit here early. When it comes to plate racing, you know, and you're in these lines and packs and everything, if you're at all damaged, I know you want to get up there and lead, but you're just going to be dragging that entire pack down.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there in a backpack outside of these guys in the front, and you're trying to catch up with these guys, sometimes you just got to be like, "Hey, I'm a little bit damaged. You go in front of me. I'll tuck in behind you. I'll sandwich in the middle where the air's not on my car, and maybe we can get back up to these guys, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to get up to these guys with the way my car is right now."
Yeah, you can't push hard enough to overcome that front end damage.
You know, speaking
like I
of
said, I was just
damage in the damage model here, you know, with all the bump drafting that's going on, you can accumulate some points.
Yeah.
You really can. That's a good point. I wish we could see how many incident points each driver has.
And it's not even that right now. You know, the thing is even if you accumulate just 4 incident points throughout this race, you can almost kind of bet you're going to get caught up in something later on this race. And that 4 may not seem like a whole lot now, but you get later on in this race and you get just another 4, and then, like I said before, you slide through the grass, and that's another one. Or you have to brush the wall to avoid a wreck, well, that's another 2, and you're in the pits because you have a black flag. It can add up really quick here, especially at the end.
So this lead pack of Bostic, Worrell, King, Walter, Bullard, Ledger, and Vaughn have really kind of begun to break away by nearly 2.25 seconds over the next group. Back,
Yep, they're just slowly but surely just still pulling away.
Now that's Austin Habel and Harley Barletta. They're actually leveraging the 7 car of Zach Ward. He is the last car. Is Zach a lap down? I'm not sure.
I'll tell you here in just a second. Zach, no, he's the last car on the lead lap right at the moment. Barely.
So William Mann Jr. just went down. I think he's a lap down. He was just on pit road.
Yep. Brad Previtt also went down a lap.
So this group of 8 have kind of checked out.
They have. They've done a really good job at staying in a good tight formation and trying to separate themselves from everybody else before they start getting racy again.
Well, 61 laps are complete. 50 laps to go. And we are going to take another opportunity for a quick commercial break. But again, we'll be side by side. Miss off that.
I've got food sitting out there.
Yep. Thank you very much. All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series on the IWM Broadcast Network. We're just kind of kibitzing here and just talking here in the booth about dinner, and Jeff took this opportunity to join us here in the booth tonight with Ryan here, and his dinner's getting cold.
I think we're looking at getting right back up to pit stops here again.
Yeah,
Boy,
we are.
It rolls
You're
up
right.
quick.
Yeah, I just saw probably Ty Bostic possibly just blinked.
Yeah, that can be pretty scary if you're getting pushed. Especially for a guy like Chris Worrell. Like, that's kind of forgiving now, but you get towards the end of this race when it's all out push and you can't lift, and if the guy in front of you is blinking, that's a scary situation for both the blinker and the blinky.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And I don't know if the car characteristics change. Like the guy that's in second pushing the guy in first, if the first car blinks, what does that do to the second car? Does his handling change? Does his speed change?
Well, it depends on how long he's gone, because after a period of time you now become the lead car and you don't have that draft anymore. And then if he reappears, you hope to heck he appears not in your car.
Yeah.
Looks like these leaders are going to be coming back up on some lap cars here in a minute.
Be interesting to see if they try to get around them or if they take that opportunity to pit.
Yeah, that may be a good point.
So we're coming up to these guys pitted last on lap. Well, Ty Bostic and Chris Worrell pitted last on lap 45, 46. Ryan.
So they got a couple more.
Yeah, Alonzo King and Ryan Walter on 43, and then the balance on 47. So a little bit different, by a lap or two.
Somebody just said they were pitting this next time.
I think that might be the 17 of David Clayman.
Okay.
Looking back, and looks like he's back in 15th at the moment, so that's not this lead pack.
He pitted last on lap 44, so he's got himself, I think, Mark Hanna, Marco Berube, Ian
Yeah.
Ogden, those guys all pitted on lap 44.
Several guys pitting this time.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I was gonna catch you there. Sounds like the 80 of Alonzo King and the 8 of Chris World may be coming down this time. So that's that lead pack here. We got to look and see if the 22 comes down with them. Because if they come down and they leave him out there, Luke Bullard is more than a few car lengths back, and I don't know if this may get interesting here.
Lots coming
Oh,
down.
There we
yeah,
go.
big
That's
group,
all of
big
them.
group.
Even the guys that were they were catching that were going a lap down, they all pit together.
Wise move.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was close where the 21 peeled off there. He almost took the nose off of Alonso's car.
Yeah, but I think you were saying that right. I think that's a pretty wise move. Try to stay with them and be able to still race them.
Yeah.
And maybe if a caution comes out, lucky dog or not, you should cycle out to the front if you're ahead of those guys.
Yep.
Or at least on the lead lap, that is. Looks like Luke Bullard's going to beat Alonzo King off, but Alonzo King gets a better run out of the pits, and he's going to be the leader, at least in this section of cars.
So we should expect the next group they pitted last on lap 47. They're probably not far from making stops of their own. So John Ledger takes over the lead here at the Tech4Troops Dega 300. He's got Jesse Vaughn behind him. Austin Habel shows currently in third. Harley Barletta in fourth. Christoph Hall in fifth. Maurice Burnett in sixth. Cody Sturgill in eighth. In seventh, Charles Van Scoik in eighth. Joey Doucette in ninth. And Chris Morrell now shows in 10th.
Now, I always kind of wondered, we all know that Jesse Vaughn spots for Jimmy Johnson in the Cup Series. What kind of spotter pack do you think he runs with? Do you think he's got that Chad Canal spotter pack in his ear? You know?
That's a really good question. That's write that one down. That's definitely.
That's right. If he finishes top three, you've got to ask him.
ask him
that.
That's
that.
the question. Absolutely. That's funny. Well, basically, from what I'm seeing, that both John Ledger and Jesse Vaughn are both on the same pit strategy. They're running up on the 91 of Brad Previtt there.
I think we're going to see that top nine, those top nine cars come in together. They're all basically within a lap of one another on pit strategy. So that's going to leave Chris Worrell in the lead once they come into pit. And that only leaves 6 guys out there. So we've got 15 cars on the lead lap right now. So once those 9 cars pit, then those 6 will move up. Chris Worrell, Alonzo King, Luke Bullard, Ty Bostic, Ryan Walter, and Sammy Harrell.
But with 42 laps to go, you're going to see these guys come in the next lap or so. They'll still need one more stop.
Here we go.
Least. Yeah, this should be able to make them. Yeah, this should be good.
That's Ledger, Vaughn, Habel, Barletta, Hall, Sturgill, Van Scoik, Doucette, Burnett, and Ward all on pit road.
Yeah, we were looking at, you know, if they pit here, say we're on lap 70 or right about there, they can only go another 22 laps. So even still, they're not going to be able to make it to the end of this race.
No, we'll
Yeah, I
need
think
one more stop.
everybody's going to
We
have
got one
pit
more here.
Yep.
And that's going to leave you with just a few laps, 10, 15, maybe a few less laps of, you know, racing there at the end.
See that 19 car of John Ledger coming out. That was a nice camera shot there.
So that puts Chris Worrell, Alonzo King, Luke Bullard, Jesse Vaughn, and Harley Barletta at the front of this race. Right now, Ian Ogden is showing. Right now, he is the last car. Well, I guess first car, one lap down. Ian's right up front there with the leaders. He's hoping for a yellow flag at some point.
Yeah, we're looking at those top 3 cars there, the Christopher Worrell, the Alonzo King, and Luke Bullard. Those 3 cars there together, that's 6 wins between the season. So that's some pretty experienced guys up there leading this pack right now.
For
It
sure.
would not surprise me to see one of them get another win tonight.
Yep. Christopher Howell has responded on our YouTube channel that AJM, the Average Joe Motorsports team, can take on less fuel on that last pit stop. Less fuel means less time in the pits. Later on.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Ian Ogden in that 21 car there at the tail end of those lead 4 cars is a lap down, but doing a nice job of hanging on. Looks like, is that the 2 of Kane Vandermark behind him?
Yep. That is
Yeah.
correct. Yep.
Trying to stay up with that lead pack. If they can do that, that's going to help them immensely. Those 2 guys will be fighting over the lucky dog.
Now, I kind of saw Alonzo King kind of stick his nose to the outside of Chris there. I know he's been really tough right there on his back bumper. I've been kind of trying to figure out what the oil temperatures of these cars are. If there's any kind of concern about trying to get flow to the front of that race car, the 80 of Alonzo King. You know, the way he's right there on that back bumper, you're cutting off the airflow of that engine. You see him stick his nose right there to the outside again, trying to get it cooled off a little bit. They're pushing hard here.
Yeah, in the practice race last night, one of the drivers was, his oil pressure was running in the red all the time.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Not a positive thing.
I don't know a whole lot about mechanics or engines, but red lights usually are not good.
Nope.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio, and Christopher Worrell was just like, just hit me. You got to get up here. You got to get on my back bumper. Just hit me. You know, trying to push the dog out of him.
Yep.
Well, as you can see from the track map, these competitors are spread out, and that happens when you have a group of green flag pit stops like we have.
It's almost perfect spacing too. Pretty incredible.
Yep. The leaders are made up. You got a group of 3 cars, then you have a group of 4 cars in the next pack, and then 3 more, and then they start spreading out a little bit at a time. But
well, there's nearly 5 seconds between this group and the next guys.
something tells me, though, we've gone this far without just that one caution at the very beginning. Now, as we get close, it's going to get racy, and guys are going to start pushing harder. So we may see another one come up here before this next round of green flag stops.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at this group back behind this lead pack, starting with Harley Barletta, and I don't see them very tight back here. I don't see them working very well together right now. And at this point, you've got to put aside anything you got going on. You got to push and just stay single file.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're wrecking Pete Woodrum. Jesse Vaughn got spun around.
Oh, no. Yep.
That was that same pack that I just happened to be looking at. That's
Caution
a
did
hard
not
break.
come out.
Oh, it may here, though. If Jesse Vaughn comes up on the racetrack, keeps it down on the apron. That's very unfortunate for Jesse Vaughn. That's tough.
Yeah, right now he's saying, throw the yellow, throw the yellow.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just losing time. Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Let's see if we go back and see what happened.
Oh, maybe a push gone bad.
I don't know. He's got Matt McComas.
Oh, there you go, Matt.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
And
got
that's
in the
just
feet.
that's very unfortunate for Jesse. He was just completely in the wrong place at the wrong time. And
Yep.
unfortunately, it
Minding
seems
his
like
own
that's
business
happened a couple times this season.
Yep.
Man, that hurts. You always hate to see that. And then on top of that, without a caution coming out.
Looks like he's got still pretty good damage on that car, but
Yeah.
I don't think he took his.
I'm trying to think if he got.
Was he
I mean,
involved
there's-
in an earlier incident?
Yeah, I don't know. And a couple things you have to be careful with the iRacing sim, and I've been guilty of it too. If you're not careful and you come down and pit and forget to de-click that fast repair, you may use it by accident and not know it.
Yeah, I've done that too many times.
Yeah, he's got significant nose damage. Let's hope that doesn't affect engine performance.
So
Oh,
far,
I'm
he's
sure
been
it
able
will.
to stay on the lead lap, but I don't know. Whoops! Well, they just recalculated.
Yeah, no, he's unfortunately he is
A lap down now.
a lap down. Yep.
Ooh, the 45 around. That is Mark Hanna. And
It's
that,
And
getting
he's
dicey
saved-
now.
He
I can't
saved
believe
it.
that didn't bring out a
Saved-
caution because he did a
Yep.
full 360. And people in the chat are like, "Are we having cautions this race?
Yeah,
Like, are the cautions on?"
looks like he's going to
Oh,
get a
maybe
little help
Vanderwijk.
here.
That looks
Oh,
like the same
yeah.
thing.
48,
Oh,
but he saved it.
he did. That's tough because that's another guy. I think I don't know if he's ran the enough races, but he was one of those guys that needed to win here too.
Yeah, it gives us a 3-car breakaway now. Chris Worrell, Alonzo King Jr., and Luke Bullard.
Yeah,
They've got
that's
almost
3
a 3-second lead. Yeah.
back to Barletta in this group with Bostic, Ryan Walter, and Ian Ogden. Of course, Ian Ogden is the first car on he's the lucky dog candidate if one of those yellows had been thrown. But past them, when you go past really down to Christoph Hall in that next group, they are nearly 12 seconds back off the leader.
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden, Ian Ogden got his lap back.
No, not possible.
Oh, now they went back again. He was he was blue and then he was white and then now he's blue again.
Yeah, no,
So
he's
he's
the first
still-
car.
Yep. He's the one that's crying, throw the caution, throw the caution.
Yeah, I can tell you who's not crying that. The 80, the 8, and the 3.
That's
They're
right.
hoping this thing goes green because they're sitting in a very good position here to just be between a 1 and 3rd shot of getting this win.
Yep. And those guys are good and they're experienced and can probably get across the line without wrecking each other.
Well, they're all winners. I mean, go down the top. You know, Alonzo King, Burrell, Bullard, Barletta, Bostic. That's your top 5. All winners.
But we still got a long ways to go. We got 29 more laps.
That second group is starting to catch up to them, though. That Harley Barletta, Ty Bostic, and Ryan Walter now only a little over a second back.
So they're trying to work together.
Yeah.
Ian Ogden is just off the pace. You can see that the 22 of Ty Bostic is giving a great push to the 81 of Harley Barletta.
Now they're getting back together. It's funny how if you get out of line, how quickly you can lose the momentum. It takes so long to get it back.
Oh, another crash, the 48. That's going to bring out a caution.
Yep, there
Vanderwijk
it
in the
is.
2.
Yeah.
What'd I tell you?
Yep. And the guys
I just
up
heard
front.
Chris Worrell come over the channel and said, well, that's a bummer.
Yep.
He did not want that caution to come out, that's for sure. Man, that's a lot of damage on the 48 and 2 car. I'm trying to remember who is in the 2. Jeff or Rick, do you remember?
Yeah, that's Kane Vandermark.
Thank you.
Yep. So let's go take a look at that while we have an opportunity here. We're watching. We're behind the 2.
He's out there.
Oh,
Oh,
just
he
starts
tried to clear
coming
himself down.
He's still trying.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
oh,
So
that's
so back this up just a little
man.
bit. I'm gonna actually take it back a little bit. So that's the 6 of Austin Hable.
I
He's
bet
out
you
there
what.
by himself and losing positions. He's trying to get back down in.
So he thinks he has
Boy.
the spot here.
Yeah, he just waited too long.
He comes down and nope, that's not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of spooked him out to the outside, and looks like maybe after that he might have got loose and came down on the 48. Man, that's tough.
You know, anytime you do that right
Yeah.
hand, the right side hook, major damage.
Oh man. Yep. Yeah, both those guys are going to have to.
We got the 88 and
Pit
3
for
and
repairs.
81 on pit road. All the leaders coming down. Of course, we were talking they were not able to make it on fuel here, and I don't know. Do you think they can?
Man.
Do you think they can stretch it?
No,
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they can stretch
28 laps still.
it. No. Yeah, that's way too far. Even with a couple cautions. But at this point, still, you got to come down, get some fuel, and maybe if you have to pit under green later on, you can make it a quick stop.
It's pit road craziness right now.
Boy, I'll
The
say.
entire field has come down here, and most of them are taking tires of some type.
Yep.
Not everybody. Alonzo King, Harley Barletta, that was fuel only for those guys. But pretty much the rest of the field took.
Yeah. Looked like John Ledger took 4. That was the one car I could see.
And I'm looking at it. How many cars do we have on the lead lap here still? We got 21 cars or so, right? I think it said 21
I
cars.
think I've got at least 16.
16.
Okay.
16 right now.
Now,
Okay.
good for Ian Ogden. He got his lap back.
Yep.
So
Okay.
he is now on the lead lap.
That puts a lot more people in contention for this race. That's going to stir the pot a whole lot more.
Yep, absolutely. Ian Ogden is still on pit road.
Yeah, that's a long stop. He must have taken 4 tires and filled her up.
Yeah, I saw left sides. Yep. She must have taken 4, like you said. Yeah, that just completely changes this race here. I know we still got quite a bit of racing here left to go, but like what I was saying, where we were all strung out, sometimes cautions just don't happen when you're all strung out.
Yeah.
Because you're 2 cars here, 6 cars there, and not a whole lot can really happen. But now, boy, I know a lot of these guys at the front, they're really hoping they got a faster pair still in the bank somewhere.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't want to bring that up, but as a driver in this race, it's got to be in the back of your mind,
A number
Yep.
of guys have come back down pit road, playing the fuel game. Joey Doucette and Charles Van Skyke are both on pit road.
Yep, got a couple lap down guys. John Ledger and Brad Prevette also come down pit road again. David Watts was on pit road. He's back
Charles
out
Van
now.
Skyke may be using this opportunity to maybe get some damage repair.
That's what Matt McComas is doing. Yep, now he's in there 9 minutes now. And that's a good time to do it under caution. You don't lose as many laps.
Yeah, and you can kind of do like what I've done before. If you've only got a couple minutes of repair, you may not be that competitive here. You may not have the car to be able to tuck in the draft or get up to the front, but if you can just survive for just a little bit longer, stay out of trouble, save that faster pair for later on in this race, then you can race those last 5-10 laps with a brand new car and a fast motor.
Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Hopefully we won't miss the start, but we'll be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. About to go back to green here at Talladega as part of the Tech4Troops Dega 300, the last race of the regular season here, and it has proven to be an exciting one at that.
And I know you can't hear it, but guess what Alonso just said? All right, self-reminder, don't change lanes. He's on the front row, and you know he's caught himself a couple times in the past.
Yeah.
Let's
Here
see.
we go,
Start
green.
finish line. He's clear, and he's
good.
Staying on the bottom.
Yep. He's putting a sticky note on his monitor.
Yeah, he's in an Oculus. He might have stuck it to his Oculus monitor. I know Sean, we were talking in the Discord, and Sean's like, you know what I visualize? I think about Iron Man, where he's got all those little telemetries on his screen, a little sticky note. But 81, a Harley Barletta getting out with a great push, and there's another wreck. Marco Berube, I see a spun. And it looks like the 48 as well again.
And the caution is out.
Oh boy. Didn't even get a lap in.
Well, that's gonna put
Yes.
the 81 of Harley Barletta back to the lead.
Taking a look here at the 99 of Barletta. He's got the 11.
Oh, stacking up a little bit.
Yep. Oh.
Oh,
Tried to get to the inside of him
David
and didn't
Clayman
make it.
didn't help.
Yep.
Ended up tagging the back of the 11. There's the 48 wanting to be part of the party and diving off the track.
and here's where we start talking about the word nobody likes to hear is incident points.
Yeah.
We were doing pretty good all race, and we're getting down to the end, and we're starting to have a couple drivers get into that bracket of incident points.
Yeah, we've already seen a number of we've talked about a number of the same drivers tonight that they may be getting close.
And that's kind of the thing. You get involved in one wreck, and you're back at the pack, and you're trying to figure out a way to get back up to the front without getting into anybody and accumulating even more incident points, and that's really tough sometimes, you know.
So now you got to come down.
Yeah,
Oh,
This
here
is
we
25
go.
to go.
Yeah, 25 to go. It's the time.
Oof. You may be able to make it if we have no overtime. That may be it.
Yeah, that's going to be
You
interesting.
may still be able to stretch it if we get another caution or two.
But,
Maybe able to save a little bit of fuel, but
yeah, but everybody's you got no choice. You've got to.
yeah, you got to go for it.
A few guys that stayed out, it looks like. Well, no, maybe not.
Everybody's in.
Yeah.
Well, no, you say that, but David Clayman stayed out. Ledger, Ward, Vandermark, Hanna, and Previtt stayed out.
Yep.
And Clayman's one of those guys that we've seen a couple times in these races. He's not afraid to stay out. You know, he'll take that chance and he'll stay out and try to hope for an early caution or something like that and reclaim that lead.
Well, he'll end up picking up the point. I think he's going to be shown as the leader. I have
Is
the
the
7.
Okay.
I have the 7 shown as the last car in the lead lap. I guess he may get a wave around.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
a couple
who knows
guys
if-
were able to pick up their lap that way by staying out and getting to go around the lead cars.
So 24 laps to go. We'll go back to green 26. Well, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to take another commercial break. So we'll be right back. Hang on tight.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back. And no, you're not, it's not deja vu all over again. You're seeing those same drivers who you saw just before that commercial break come back down on pit road because they're getting every last ounce of fuel in that fuel cell that they possibly can.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really close here. I mean, this is kind of betting on no caution, or no green-white checker, that is. Hoping for a caution, but no green-white checker, you know, but...
I think coming down now, taking a full tank of fuel on the way out, you should be good for one, but that's about it. Yeah, I think one.
You may be able to save because we're one to go here from the looks of it.
You know what's interesting though is you see now some of the guys that did not come back in, like I'm looking at John Ledger and Jesse Vaughn, they're in 3rd and 4th place. They're up there at the front of the pack.
Wow.
And they can just barely make it to the finish, the scheduled finish on fuel. So they all of a sudden took a gamble and put themselves back in the conversation for sure.
You're
and
riding
one of the
along
things
right now with Jesse Vaughn. He is currently shown in 3rd, and he's just putting along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him. He's sitting in 5th, but I don't see him shutting the motor off. But what I was going to mention is, it looks like David Clayman has some front end damage, and Jesse Vaughn may or may not. I know he had some front end damage earlier.
He did.
But I'm looking at that bottom row. I don't know if it'll be able to go anywhere. You know, if you have that lead car.
Yep. Jesse's last pit stop was over 50 seconds, so he stayed to get some work done. So hopefully his is okay.
You're about to go back to green flag racing. And you're right, that lead car on that low line has some major front end damage.
And look at all those cars all on the inside there.
Yeah.
You only have 3 cars in the outside.
Here we go.
Green flag.
Well, so far he was able to get a good jump. That's amazing.
Oh, he's getting kind of far out there though.
That's too far.
I think that, the 84 is probably going to get right up to him, probably go right around the outside.
Yep, he's cheating it already.
The 84's got a buddy in the 21 on the outside too.
That's the 45, I think, of Mark Hanna that jumped up.
Now the 45's back down again.
It's odd, the 45 is showing...
They're pitting.
Yeah, somebody has a black flag. So they're someone's serving a black flag. I know that. I couldn't tell which driver it was.
We've got David Clayton and Kane. Might have been Kane Vandermark.
That's what I was thinking with the penalties.
Yeah. Well, back up front, look at this. Ian Ogden gets his lap back, and now is sitting second to Jesse Vaughn.
Guess what? They're teammates.
They are. But don't look far behind. On the outside, you've got the 3 of Luke Bullard.
Yeah, you got Alonzo King, I think, second in that outside line.
And then his teammate of Ty Bostic and Chris Morrell.
Yeah, those guys will line up, push each other, and you'll see them back up at the front here pretty soon.
All right, 21 laps to go. Here in the Tech4Troops Talladega 300. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. We're here each and every week for the Tech4Troops Series. We'll also have a number of races coming in the playoffs of the iNASCAR Series. That will be on Thursday nights. We'll get you updated as to and put out a notification on our channels. And if you want to, we'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Our subscriber list has grown exponentially over the last month or so, and we'd love for you to be part of that and get notified when we have upcoming events.
We were talking about David Clayman there at when the green flag dropped again. He was had a little bit of damage, but was running up front and ended up pitting. And now is down at the end of the lead lap. He fell back quickly.
Yeah, he is the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, I don't necessarily understand that call. If it wasn't for a penalty, which it doesn't seem like it was, for what reason he didn't pit earlier?
Not sure, but your new leader, Luke Bullard, is out in front. Alonzo King, Ty Boston, 1, 2, 3. Think they'll stay on the high side? They've done well up there.
If they can stay tight formation and be able to continue to run like that, I think you'll see them stay up there for a little bit. Of course, the closer we get to the finish line, the closer we get to the checkered flag, the more it's all bets are off.
Especially, you know, some of these guys are just fabulous racers, and they're competitive as can be. We are 3 wide on the backstretch.
I know I was talking to Ty Bostic earlier this week. He was talking about trying to get some triple monitors for this race, but I don't know if he was able to get them installed in time for this event. But I was telling him, man, if you can, that extra peripheral vision helps out immensely at a place like this.
That's right.
Oh, and Ty actually kind of blinked out there for a second.
He did. Luke Bullard continues to lead, 17 laps to go here at Talladega. This is really anybody's race.
The leader's going to be coming up on some lap traffic once again. I just heard the 48 call out, "Hey leaders, I see you coming. Where do you want me?" That's great communication by the 48, hands down. Great job by him in communicating and seeing those guys coming up behind him.
So that's the 99 of Marco Berube in front of that low line. He is actually the first car 1 lap down. I think Marco finished, did he finish 3rd last week? That was his best finish so far.
Guys all playing it cool for a little bit yet, 16 to go, and they're just trying to time it right. Get around this lap car unscathed, and then
Hard
start to
place
get
to
racing.
do it on the front stretch.
Yeah,
Boy,
now
I'll
they're 3
say,
wide.
I'll say.
And Marco goes below the 48.
As did Ian Ogden,
Yeah.
Man,
leaving him
That-
in the middle.
Lucky there's not a double line rule here in iRacing, I'll say that.
that's a
I
tough
guess
spot to
technically
be in.
he didn't advance his position there, but it's still kind of risky, dipping down there.
Yeah.
It's like Ty's wound up on that outside line. A lot of
Alonso gave a heck of a shot to the
Yeah.
21 there.
Yeah.
And Chris Worrell is going to split it 3 wide. Yeah, you can definitely tell the intensity's picking up here.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
with all these guys racing 3 wide, I was watching the 3 yellow cars back there, the teammates. They were well and back pretty far, and as these guys have raced harder, they've gotten closer and closer, and before you know it, here they are racing. You know, it's allowed all those guys that were single file to catch back up, and we've got, what, probably
Now
20
it's a
cars
huge
there racing.
pack.
14 laps to go. You've got the 21 is he is in the middle. Oh, he was contact. The 21 was touched by the 8 possibly.
Yeah, this has now become a 17-car pack at the front. And really the front half of that so you've got 8, 9 cars that have a very good chance of winning this thing.
So Mark Hanna in the 45 is right there. It looks like he's in 3rd, but he's actually in 19th. He's
Freaking Ty Bostic involved. Ty
No.
Bostic is around. He's going to slide back up on track. I would imagine that's probably... No, it does not look like it brings out a caution. That is going to hurt. Ooh, and he almost comes back up on track. That was close. But that may hurt him a lot when it comes to this points for this regular season.
Yeah, that effectively takes, since it didn't go yellow, that pretty much takes him out of it.
Yeah, we're still looking at Luke Bullard, who was the guy he was competing with, still up there in 4th. And Ty Bostic has fallen all the way back to 17th.
by himself.
Yeah, right now Ty Bostic's just hoping for another caution.
Yep.
All right, Ian Ogden out in front with his teammate Jesse Vaughn. Behind him, he's got Chris Worrell there as well with Luke Bullard. Cody Sturgill is there. 12 laps to go, and we are far.
Kind of neat listening to the 8 of Chris Worrell trying to coach the 99 of Marco Berube, trying to get him to just tap the brakes a little bit to try to get him to move back to his front bumper, because with these cars, the 8 can be full throttle trying to catch up to the 99, and once you get to that like 1 foot, 2 foot mark, it just stalls out. It creates this bubble of air between the two bumpers, and you can't get any closer. But if the 99 just drags his brake just a little bit, punctures that so-called bubble of air, he can get right back to his back bumper and push him hard. That's what they were calling for there. That's really cool, and that's awesome to see the 8 kind of coaching the 99 like that.
But there's a bit of finesse there because you can tap it just a little bit too much.
Yeah, there's too much speed. I in no means have gotten anywhere close to figuring that out. I like the tracks that are below a half mile.
You're a nose to tail. Yeah, the 99's definitely getting some experience here with the 8 behind him pushing him. The 8, he backed out.
May go to the outside. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, went to that middle sucker hole is going to
You've got a
take
number
them
of
back.
lap down cars that are up here running with these leaders. You got Pete Woodrum that's up here.
And I also want to talk about some of these guys. Again, we've talked about drivers that have won and have not won this season. I don't believe Ian Ogden has won this season. Jesse Vaughn has not won. Pete has not won. There's many, many drivers up here in this top 5, top 10 that have not won this season and can get themselves back into the playoffs. I know I've mentioned it before, but that cannot be expressed enough with this race.
Yeah, Ian Ogden has not won. He needs a win to get in. Same with Jesse Vaughn.
And the thing that causes desperation on those guys. So when it comes down to the last couple laps, it's all or nothing for them.
Yeah, you get guys like the 21 and 84 that they have to go all out. They've got to win. Then you have guys like the 8. He's got wins. He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
he can go up there and push and do everything he can. And he's good. He's not going to be able to go for the championship this year. He's just racing for wins. But
guys are watching these laps tick down. They know if you're at the front, if you're Ian Ogden, you've got your teammate behind you. But you know that teammate stuff that goes away with a lap or two to go.
Absolutely.
Oh, contact!
Oh, Chris
big
Whoa,
wreck!
Oh,
Big
that's
wreck!
going to bring
Oh,
out the
no.
yellow.
And that's also Luke Bullard. Look,
Yep.
Luke Bullard is involved in that.
Chris Worrell, I think,
Yeah.
saw spinning. Yeah, that makes a huge change at the front.
Man, with 8 laps to go.
That changes everything.
Boy, I'll say.
Let's
That's
see
going
if
to
we
give
can
us,
figure
what,
that out.
4 to go when we come back.
Oh, Luke might have just gotten a bad. No, it started on the inside. There was a little bit of a
Yeah.
checkup. A little bit of a checkup with the. Is
With
that
the
the
7.
19?
The
Yeah.
81 of Barletta and the 7 of Zach Ward. There may have been contact. Maybe a
That's
checkup
kind
from
of-
the 19.
Yeah, and that sends the 81
And
up
that's
into
just
the
another
8.
one of those things
Yep.
where you can't look through these cars. Like the 41, he's pushing the 7, but he can't see the 8 in front of the 7. That's something that you don't get in iRacing as compared to real life. You don't have a real spotter that's saying, hey, you got to get to the guy that's 2 cars in front of you, or they're checking up 2 cars in front of you. You can't
Yeah.
push the guy. You know, that's something that would be really, really cool if we could get in iRacing. Just that little bit of communication with the spotter as far as what the gaps are, not only in front of you, but cars behind you, cars in front of you. You know, and that's just something that's really, really tough on the sim.
Boy,
Well-
you really saw a great example of it right there.
This is our 3rd caution of the night. Number of
a
guys
lot
are
of
coming
people
down
pitting.
pit road. Yep.
Just get a splash of fuel and
Well,
Yeah,
probably
now-
also use your fast repair.
Exactly. I think a lot of
Yeah.
these guys are people that got caught up in that. Yeah, both the 3 and the 22 are coming down.
well, one of you two guys was talking earlier in the race about what an advantage it is if you can keep your fast repair till the very end, because you never know when something like this is going to happen with 6, 7, 8 laps to go, and you don't want to be trying to go back out there with a damaged car that just can't compete.
All right, that's going to shake up the standings. We'll go back to green probably with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So not quite into the green-white checker.
Yeah, I think
Boy,
they've
now-
saved enough fuel with this yellow that
Yeah.
not going to be. Now that puts Ian Ogden and his teammate right up front.
Now,
it's
the thing
interesting.
is we don't have a choose rule in this series. So you may have the 21 and the 84 groups 1 in position 2, but they're not going to be right behind each other. They're going to be inside and outside, right beside each other. And I don't know if there's any way they can communicate to try to get that 21 down or a 21 up, in front of them to group up. But remember, like we talked about before, don't change lanes before the start-finish line.
Yeah, that's right. But you can bet those guys are talking on their own Discord channel and trying to figure it out ahead of time how they're going to get back nose to tail.
Well, I will tell you that looking at the radios, Ian Ogden and Jesse Vaughn are on the same channel.
Yep.
You're trying to figure out what they can do.
I'm pretty sure Jesse Vaughn is very well aware of that rule as well.
Yep. All right, folks, it's our 3rd caution of the night here at Talladega. We've got 6 laps to go. We are currently, as I said, under caution here for our big one, really, for the night, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that was the biggest one so far.
Night's not over yet.
That's right. Look at the bottom line, checked up a bit, and unfortunately, we saw a number of cars getting caught up in it. Unfortunately, some of our leaders. So. Well, you got to think you're Ian Ogden. You're back. You're leading this race. You've got some good people around you. There are nearly 20 cars on the lead lap. Just a few laps to go. Lights are off on the pace car, so that means next time by.
You think the 21's still trying to save some fuel here, or do you think he's absolutely good to go?
He's got to pedal it. He's got to go.
I'm talking about under caution here.
Oh, I bet everybody's saving.
I would have my engine off trying to draft that pace car.
Yeah, his engine is
I
off.
know you can't, but
No, his engine is off. The RPMs was
there you
0
go.
to 3
Yep.
right there.
Nope, there it's off
You see on
again.
the screen.
Saving fuel.
He's saving fuel. The car is off.
And you may be able to stretch that, you know, maybe to 1 green light checker, maybe 2 with that caution now. But 3 would be pushing it. But at this point, he's just got to go for it, man. That's what's so cool about finishing up here at Talladega. It's just pedals to the floor and hope.
Yeah, so that 21 is using that to his best advantage. Now, how my curiosity is about the 84. How does he play this to get himself down behind his teammates?
Yeah,
Well, we're
could
about to
be
find
that he delays his start, gives Ian a chance to get up in front of him. That's one tactic, anyway.
He could hold his line up a little bit, but I don't know.
This is going to be interesting because these top 7 or 8 cars have not had a lot of upfront time. So,
yeah, a lot of new names.
be interesting. Yep.
We are green.
Nope.
See the 21 getting those out.
Yep.
And both of them have great help behind them.
Yeah, 4 to go. Looks like every man for himself now.
Oh, Luke Mulder's around
there we
again.
go
The 7.
Ooh.
Alonzo King. Ty Boston
Hard
barely
into the
squeaks
wall.
there. We got the 7
upside
Zach
down.
Ward upside down.
Man.
Oh no.
Alonzo King,
And guess what?
Joey Doucette also involved. The 7 remained upside down.
Yeah, he had to tow. And this will put us under a green wet checker.
Yep.
All right, let's see what happened here.
Is this that closing distance again? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
So
that
the
same
19
thing.
3.
and the 43.
You know, Alonso just wasn't able to check up in time. He got to the quarter of the 3.
Yep, that caught the 7.
Bostic get through here. I think he squeaks by. Look at that. Oh! And he clips through. I don't know if he got any damage. He might have been saved by a little bit of netcode there.
Let's hope the AMR safety crew.
Yeah, somebody was throwing Alonso under the bus, but I don't think that was him.
Oh, David. Oh, I think he squeaked through. He might have got a little bit of right side damage. Yeah, that's always a helpless feeling, getting turtled like that.
Yeah.
On your roof, and there's nothing you can do. You got to tow, and that tow is usually more than a couple minutes.
Yep.
That's going to put you a lap at least down. Not including if he has a fast repair or not.
All right, green-white checker.
I'll tell you what, I think this race has been more fun to watch and broadcast than it would have been to drive in it. It's been a great race. I think one of the better ones that we've seen at some of these super speedways.
Good racing, good teamwork. I think right now with the race coming to a close, it's easy to make a mistake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm really hoping that these two front cars can kind of work together because they know what's at stake. And hopefully they can save save it for the end, you know, and they can kind of work together. Just keep the trouble behind them,
Yeah.
and just duke it out off of 4.
You know, the 64 of Cody Sturgill is right there. He's sitting in 3. He'll be lining up behind Ian. Now, he's a new member of this league, so he's probably not eligible for the playoffs, but yeah, good showing with the 64.
Yeah. He's a part of that GOAT racing team, which we see more than a couple of those yellow cars. And I think the purple cars are also a part of that GOAT team.
They are. They're sponsoring there. So you've got, they're up there as well. You've got a lot of them. So you've got, you know, and you know, that happens a lot. Charles Van Scoik and these guys, Maurice Burnett, Sammy Harrell, here with Cody, they come back. They're always there at the end.
Yeah, here's an interesting little tidbit. The catbird seat right now is occupied by John Ledger. He last pitted at lap 104, and these other guys last pitted at 86 and 87.
So he can go no matter what. If we get three green white checkers, he's
That's
staying
right.
out.
Yep.
Good point.
But
Unfortunately, with
at
that
the
wreck,
same
that ends up putting, I think, Alonzo King and Luke Bullard, they're down. They're out.
Yep. Looks like Alonso's running
Is
again.
there no green white checker? Looks like it's the final lap.
What?
They may. I'm looking in the top left corner, and they're talking on the Discord. There's no green white checkers.
You're right. Final lap.
Yeah. Man, that's huge for Ian Ogden.
And
Wow.
you will have a chance to ask Jesse that question because he will be in P2.
Wow. Well, let's just say there was lightning in the area. Some other circumstances were hitting a curfew, or it just happens in racing sometimes, you know? Unexpected circumstances.
Things beyond our control. There is no green-white checker in this session. And it looks like your winner is going to be Ian Ogden, followed by Jesse Vaughn and Cody Sturgill.
Wow. Again, great run by Cody Sturgill as well. I mean, one of the few times he's raced with us, and he got himself on the podium.
Yeah. That'd be a great question to ask Elliott at the end is what was the reasoning for no green white checkers?
It may have just been a setup issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. It's tough to remember every little thing.
A lot of boxes to click.
But another thing to kind of note here, we're going back to the regular season championship. I see Ty Bostic back there, and I don't see Luke Bullard. So it looks like Luke Bullard is back in 20th. So I think that would give Ty Bostic, assuming he doesn't have some kind of penalty, that would give him that regular season championship.
There's a very good possibility he's going to be about plus 10, assuming they both led a lap.
But again, he may have a penalty. I mean, I think he just got caught up. I think we've seen him in 2 incidents. So that would be a heartbreaker if that was the case.
All right, so the Tech4Troops Talladega 300 finishes with Ian Ogden winning the race. Let's see if we got the official results. We do.
We're just getting the word from Elliott that Ty Bostic will be a regular season champion.
All right, so there you have it. Ty Bostic will finish as the regular season champion here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, but your winner tonight, Ian Ogden with Average Joe Motorsports, finishes winner Jesse Vaughn in second, Cody Sturgill in third, Charles Van Scoik in fourth, John Ledger fifth, Maurice Burnett in sixth, Sammy Harrell in seventh, Chris Worrell finishes in eighth, Ty Bostic in 9th, and Christoph Hall in 10th.
Got Ryan Walter there in 11th, Mark Hanna 12th, 13th is Joey Doucette, followed by Austin Habel, Dave Clayman in 15th, Kane Vandermark in 16th, Brad Previtt 17th, Evan Amick in 18th spot. In 19th, you've got Alonzo King Jr. He fell a long way there due to that last caution. And 20th, you've got Luke Bullard.
21st, you got Marco Berube. 22nd, David Watts. 23rd, 24th, Philip Vanderwick in 25th. 26th, Pete Woodrum. 27th, Matt McComas. 28th, Willie Mann Jr. 29th, and Sean Skytman to finish out the field.
All right, great finish with that. So Ian Ogden. So I guess we're looking for. So is Cody? Is that you?
I'm here, sir.
Well, congratulations on your P3 finish here. A little odd finish tonight, but hey, you know what? It's where you finish, right?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It's always a blast running with the 43 team. I got to give it up to Charles, Sammy, Maurice, and Christoph. They kind of, helped us through. We had a little bit of an issue getting together after that first green flag stop, I believe. But definitely a blast running in this league.
Yeah, is this your second race with us?
Third or fourth. I'm not really sure. I was a little late getting in here, but always a good time.
No, good to have you, and absolutely great finish. Congratulations on your P3. Any shout-outs?
Like I said, my teammates, Christoph, Maurice, Sammy, and Charles. I know my mom and my stepdad are watching right now, so I want to say hi to them. It's pretty cool. And obviously you too, Rick, and I'm sorry I don't know the other guy's name.
No, that's okay. So that's Ryan and Jeff here tonight. So congratulations on your P3 finish, and you're welcome to hang out. I know Jesse has already joined us. Jesse, congratulations. Congratulations on your P2 finish.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, there is a question that was pondered by the booth, and Ryan's going to have to ask you that question.
Yeah, so Jesse, we all know that you currently spot for the 84 team at Legacy Motor Club, or well, for Jimmy Johnson. So, as you being a spotter, what spotter pack do you use, Jesse, in iRacing?
I usually use a Chris Wheeler. Chris is a friend of mine from the IndyCar side, so I use his spotter pack.
We were wondering, I didn't know if you had Chad Knaus or somebody yelling in your ear.
Yeah, no, I use Wheeler.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, good job, man. That was great. Awesome seeing you and Ian Ogden be able to make it and bring it home 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have to miss one or two of the races during the playoffs just for work and stuff. So
yeah.
And then I know Ian was right there on the cusp, so we talked about it earlier today. One of us pushing the other one, and we worked on it in practice, and we worked for the last 10 or 15 laps on the green. We were able to hold the bottom line and keep the lead and push Ian across the line to win, so that was cool.
Yeah, you did a great job. Again, congratulations. Any shout-outs tonight, Jesse?
I guess the guys from Tech4Troops and 1111 Project and the Rooster Hall Racing guys. Ian's the new secondary spotter for that team, so taught him everything he knows.
Well, congratulations on the P2 finish. And Ian, welcome to the broadcast booth, and congratulations. You won it when you needed it.
Yeah, no doubt. We took a couple of weeks off there. I think I told you guys, I've got mental health matters on the front of the car, and I just needed a little break and take some time for myself there to figure things out, and we're back.
Well, you came back at the right time. Jesse was talking about how you guys have put in the time to practice here, which is what you need to be successful at this track.
Yeah, for sure. Jesse, he spots on the real life side and Cup and all sorts of places. I get to hang out with him Saturday at Langley when he's spotting for a NASCAR wheel and modified guy. So he definitely understands the push and the pull of the drafting tracks. So good to have him on our side for sure.
Yeah, that's great, Ian. I was just kind of curious, and Langley's a great track, by the way.
Yeah.
But no, real quick, just curious because we weren't able to get those 3 green light checkers. But if we had, how much fuel did you have for the finish there?
I was banking on 1. And that's all I
Yeah.
had fuel for.
Okay.
I finished the race with 4 laps left there. So basically 1 or 2 I may have been able to make it, but banking on 1 for sure.
Very good. Thank you.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Well, congratulations again. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. All my teammates at AJM, those boys, they check in on you all the time, make sure everything's good. John, Joey, Harley, William Mann Jr., Jesse, Colin, and I'll give a shout out to Colin. He just won back-to-back races in the TCX class for TC America, extended his points lead for the national championship to about 50 points. So he's got almost a 2-race buffer there in that championship. So we're looking forward to Sebring and Indy to finish that thing out and hopefully be one of the top BMW drivers in the world. That would be pretty cool for him. So looking forward to that. And then 1111 Veteran Project is on our cars. They also sponsor Colin in real life there. And then Tech4Troops, obviously, for putting this thing on. You guys in the booth, Elliot and the boys. Hell, I don't know. Who else can we thank? Mom. We'll thank my mom.
There you go. You can never go wrong with thanking your mom.
Yeah, right. Actually, here, we'll thank my wife as well. She's at work on Wednesday night, so she allows me to do this.
Well, congratulations again. You needed the win to get yourself in.
Yep.
You're right there on the edge. We were talking at the beginning of the show who could get in with points and who was going to have to win to get in, and you were right there. And again, congratulations.
I appreciate it, Rick. Thank you.
All right, folks, that's it for Talladega. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. And if you get the opportunity to like and subscribe, you'll know about future races. But you'll find us each and every Wednesday night here with Tech4Troops. Next week, we start the playoffs. Join us then. Where are we going to be, guys? Where's next week? Anybody?
I can pull it up right here. So next week, we're going to Kentucky Motor Speedway for 160 laps. That is round 1 of the playoffs. So those 3 races, Kentucky, Coda, and Bristol.
You've got a very challenging road course and a door-banging event at Bristol. That should make a very interesting playoff run.
Very diverse 3 races there.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
All right, folks. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great night.